At Monty's Kitchen Cabinets, we are a husband and wife team. We excel in bringing stylish cabinets to your home, office and workplace. Our elegant designs are made to measure to suit your practical needs and style. For your free, no obligation quote, call Stephen on 0413 958 352 today. Winners of the 2017 and 2018 Venture Business Melbourne Excellence Awards. Monty's Kitchen Cabinets, proud sponsors of 979 FM.
Australia is a great country to explore as a tourist, but it is also setting international standards for excellence in education. We can help you convert your tourist to a student visa with a 100% approval rate on onshore applications. Asia Pacific Group Education and Migration Services offer free processing for Filipino tourists who want to explore and study here in Melbourne. We try to provide our clients with excellent services, clear communication, a fast and simplified application process, and successful outcomes. Our Filipino team can assist and guide you on your visa processing. For more information, you can call 03-700-38711 or email filipino@asiapacificgroup.com. Sponsor 979 FM.
Hi, Anthony Barnes here. Hope you can join me every Sunday afternoon from 12 p.m. until 2 p.m. as I take you back to the golden years of the 60s and the 70s, from the Beatles to Bowie and more. Everything from pop, rock, glam, it all lives here. Every Sunday from 12 p.m. till 2 p.m. and I'll even dig down to the cellar of sound for some lost gems and classics. Hope you can join me every Sunday afternoon only on 979 FM.
Hi, I'm Beyonce. Hi, I'm Nora Jones.
Hi, I'm Ricky Iglesias.
Hi, this is Julie. Hi, this is Pink.
Heart and Soul Radio 979 FM.
How are you guys?
Heart and Soul Radio 979 FM.
The city of Melton has so much more to offer. Natural beauty, wildlife, great retail shopping, tasty dining and amazing events and attractions. Find the very best of Melton with the free Melton City Much More app. Download it for free from your preferred app store today. Melton City Council is a sponsor of 979 FM.
Spa Dental is trusted by patients all around Melbourne. Experience the gentle care of our highly skilled dentists. Take a step towards a healthier and better smile. Our dentists at Spa Dental receive inquiries and ask questions. Answer to questions you may have concerning your dental treatments. We offer general dentistry, cosmetic dentistry, and orthodontics. We have clinics in Melbourne City, Heidelberg, and Taylor's Hill. Book now by calling 03-8657-9417. Sponsor 979 FM.
It's absolutely fantastic. It's a wonderful opportunity to learn about another country, to develop your own skills and to make a whole lot of fantastic friends.
It was a brilliant experience.
18 to 30 and always wanted to live and work overseas? Check out our website at www.ausaid.gov.au/youth or phone 1-800-225-592. Australian Youth Ambassadors for Development. Don't miss the opportunity.
In one word, amazing.
embracing social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, something that we never really had back in the late 90s to the early 2000s. And people are, from existing and new, they're starting to get fairly integrated in and become aware of what's actually happening within our community, which is a great thing. And we're slowly starting to get back together in a good way. So, can I do a couple of? All right, cool. Walt, you're awesome, man. Thanks for watching. Raul, you know I have a man crush on you, right? And your flying guitar and your singing is awesome. Jam, how you doing? Hopefully we can rehearse and do some music. Vince, I haven't seen you in a while, man. Adrian, I haven't seen you since the Tanghalan Bayan days. I'm hoping that you're watching and that you're enjoying this. Yeah, so.
All right. So it's nice to hear that kind of story because I haven't got any story from the elders, especially on the community point of view. Because as you can observe at the moment, there's no additional population from the younger generations. I don't know why, but evidently we'll answer that later on, because maybe on the specifics of fear.
Well, it could be just more or less a misunderstanding. I mean, majority of the Filipino events that I've come into light with have just been functions and galas. And it's a good thing because at least we're still active, but it doesn't really connect very well with the youth. And also the tickets can be relatively expensive to a point of non-affordability. So I understand that you're doing a boom fest, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be awesome because it's a free event.
It is a free event.
You're going to be having a lot of sporting events people can join and associate and have fun, a lot of galas. So events like yours are starting to pop up, which is generating a lot of popularity and a lot of talk, and in many ways is bringing us back together as one community again, which is excellent. And coming back from retirement and seeing all of these positive changes, especially after C-19 over the last 2.5 years, which left us a little bit down in the dumps. It's good for yourself to be able to come up with a lot of these events, and Lee's coaching and seminars to be able to say, hey, we're Filipinos once again, and we're going to be leaving a mark on this Victorian state, and we're going to make it loud. So come down.
Yeah. With regards to Lee, with regards to your situation, you came from another country, your family, and then you relocated here a while ago. And then what's your story behind your involvement in the community? Have you been active after you came here, or what's the story all about?
Thank you. I'm trying to recharge myself, guys, like all day. I think I'm awake in a minute. I'll be awake. All right. Involvement in the Filipino community, right? As I traveled in different parts of countries, like, we came from the UK and I went to America and Canada, and I've met a lot of communities as well, Filipino communities. I think I understand that they have this common goal to unite and reunite at the same time. Before I came to Australia, that was 13 years ago, I wasn't really, to be honest with you, I wasn't really active. I don't have any active involvement in the Filipino community. It doesn't mean that I don't want to be involved, but then I was really I was swamped with a lot of things on my plate, apart from being a full-time clinical nurse at that time, and I was also teaching and all that. But when I arrived here, I was residing in South Australia. They've got a good community there. Obviously, geographically it's big, but it's easier to navigate there.
Adelaide,
Adelaide,
especially,
South Australia. And then when we moved here in 2016, I didn't get a chance to get involved in the Filipino community.
Is there a reason behind that?
I was active in a Christian community wherein every weekend we have activities. I give talks, which I was also doing in the UK, for many, many years. And so maybe that was also the reason why I wasn't really that involved in the Filipino community. And when I amalgamate myself here in Australia, especially in Melbourne, obviously the first time that I've actually attended the Filipino community was during the 125th anniversary, which thank you, Marcus, for inviting me. Unforgettable.
What about the Pinoys in Melbourne event in St. Albans?
Oh yeah, of course. The Sari Success.
Really? You forgot that?
No, I didn't. I'm half awake. So yeah, the first breakthrough of my involvement was during the March 28th Sari Success, and then I met Marcus there, and that was the time that I was able to attend the 125th. Looking at that time, it's a nice feeling that I was able to witness how they actually create the whole thing, how do you unite all the Filipinos. But I have not seen younger generation like my age. I'm just kidding.
Denial is not just a river in Egypt. Relax your sacks.
But honestly, because when I was in the UK, there were lots of younger generation, like not just like from the 16 to that 65 and above, you can see them.
Yes.
There was an involvement from the program to the organization of the activity, like Barrio Fiesta or whatsoever. You can see
to mention they still have the dances, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you're from Ireland and I'm from the England part, but there's a huge involvement of different ages.
For sure, yeah.
And the tickets were really, as I mentioned a while ago, I think it was a free admission, and all you do is just, if you want to buy something, just buy, And
that's good because it's a free.
So everyone can afford, and you don't need to dress up really like extravaganza or whatsoever. It was just really simple, and you can feel the Filipino vibes when I was still in the UK, even in Canada when I was there, and in America as well. It's the same thing. I'm not saying that in Australia it's kind of different, but this is because it was my first time to attend. It's and also other activities as well here.
Right, it's a segue. Did you know that before events are not free? Even the parking.
There was always entrance fees.
There's an entrance fee of $5 and a parking fee of $15.
Oh, I didn't know that because
And that is why just a segue. It's all those Filipino Australians, Filipinos that just came and complaining about free events. Before it wasn't free. You're lucky that they have free Filipino events now. That fun packed foods are there as well. Before you cannot come if you don't have $20 to come in.
No, well, that's the thing. I can understand the overheads that were required to a degree, especially the ones in exhibition hall.
Yes, I know.
But still, there would have been it would have been more involvement from not just Filipinos that came, but also from inquisiting ethnics of different backgrounds. It was free. So I think these free events that's now coming to pass, it might be a rediscovery from learning from what actually they did previously that didn't work. So kudos to everyone.
Yeah, continue, Lee.
So that was just my observation.
Yes,
where did I actually stop? But it was kind of I think I'm not sure because I came from South Australia, Adelaide, and then moved here in Victoria. I'm not sure if different states do it differently because in Adelaide it was free. It was free since we arrived there. I was there for 6 years, and it was all free. And all you need to do is just have
Sana all.
And all you need to do is bring some extra money for you to buy something, whatever is in there,
and have fun.
And a lot of business owners as well were there to to promote their business, which is where they're doing it here as well.
Well, it's really, really good that that in that sort of organization and everything was free in Adelaide, because I do recall that back from like the late 90s to the early 2000s, there are Filipinos that were coming into the fiesta celebrations that were constantly complaining, like, what is this $5 fee? We
Yeah,
came
what's
all
this?
the way from Geelong. We came all the way from
From Shepparton, yeah.
It was sort of like left a bitter taste in their mouth. And then as the years progressed, you saw less and less people becoming involved. I mean, the $5 fee could be a bit of a sacrifice. I mean, it can detract someone that would happily spend $50 in food
Yes,
and
I know.
souvenirs.
Yeah.
To be able to benefit all of the stalls,
Yes,
and the events,
yes.
and even the raffles, the charities. So
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why a lot of associations are now sort of coming to negate the entrance fees, because it's for the betterment of the overall community and the monetary gain that everyone can have as a whole shared around.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And again, with your Boom Fest, I can't wait to be able to just come and have a look around.
Actually, just to let you know, guys, the Boom Fest is postponed. It's going December because
No, October now.
yeah, not this coming Sunday because just to let you know that the venue can accommodate 1,000 people.
I see.
So we've actually had some agreement on shredding the crowd by removing the food trucks, which is very important for us, especially in the Filipino. We have families. I don't want them to come here. They're coming from Shepparton. They're coming from Colac. They're coming from other regionals, and after that they come to play, and then after they're going to look for some shops that they cannot enjoy. At least we can even give them a taste of our food or other Asian or other more accessible on the venue, and that they're not going to go out and ride and drive again to just look for food. At least we have a stall there, 3 or 4 food trucks that we can put up. Because before I put up 10 marquees and 10 food trucks, and they eliminated it. They even wanted to, don't do it.
Jeez.
But now we have 4, so I still had a chance. And also thank you, Melton community, for the grant, because this is the first time that a Filipino-Australian community asked for help, and with the support of our very industrious MP, member of the Parliament, Honorable McGee. Hello, Steve. Special mention to you. He's a Filipino by heart, actually. He's everywhere, and very thankful for him that he really supported us and starting to look forward on putting more projects in Melton. And I've also invited the consulate to come down as well on the Boom Fest, and they're really happy to come out to support. So we have before we continue, Eric's Tinkle. This is Purple Yum, yeah.
Oh.
Eric, he's the owner. And Rhea.
Hi, Rhea. Mayang gabi.
And also one of our BFFs, Mr. Isgara is listening. Nasa Altona daw.
Gerald.
Yeah, so thank you guys.
Hello, Rockstar.
And Michelle.
Yeah, Stevie is watching. He's from Sydney, one of my compare.
Yeah.
And Ronald Molina is watching. I know some people will watch this episode. Actually, we have a food cast that's coming on Saturday. So cutting up that segue. It's another segue. We're going to Calle Marinas on Saturday. So come visit us and meet us there. If you want some autograph from Marcus and Lee, it's free. And you can come down.
Why not?
And you can come down. We'll go enjoy, because it's Calle Marina's first anniversary special.
I've never been there.
So we are the first ones who really boosted them on
I'm excited to go there.
The food is really great. I know it's expensive because they are seafoods, but they're competitive. Actually, they can compete with other foreign or other cultural foods. And
Right.
binabati ko, Mr. Isguera, Gerald, he's performing on that night. That's where we're going. And
I'm gonna
Gerald.
fangirl so hard.
so we'll be there. So kung gusto niyo kaming makita, gusto niyo mag-meet tayo doon at kahit pa paano makita ko man ang sitwasyon niyo. If you have, actually again, if you have problems, just tell me kung may problema kayo. Kung ano man yung may mental problem kayo ng konti, may mental challenges kayo, let me know. Si Papi and also Lee is here to listen to you. All right.
And of
So
course-
and also
And of course,
Marcus.
Marcus.
Yes. Okay. The
The-
elephant in
the-
the
the-
room.
the-
Okay. So
Like I'm here too, guys.
yeah, I know.
Of
So
Can I just say hello to all the Pinoy entrepreneurs and
yeah.
to Jen and the AMP marketing and lahat
Yeah.
ng Pinoy entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and please support Pinoy entrepreneurs 2.2. Malapit na po sa November, and that would be at Bonjil Place po. So watch out for that.
May I also do a shout out?
Yeah, also Harry Nino Gallardo Caldera from Perth. I know this person. He's from Perth. Hello, and also Ate Socorro Gomez of Reliance Real Estate.
Reliance Real Estate.
Yeah, Ate Socorro Gomez, thank you very much for
How you
tuning in.
doing?
Hello guys, sabi niya. So,
Bye-bye.
coming back tayo dun sa ating discussion.
Okay.
So, is it worth, especially, I think, before I ask the question, is it worth it? Especially when I came here, wala talagang gaanong youth. There's no, the new generation are really, I don't think they're ready. I think they've been separated or segregated.
And what could be the reason
Well,
behind it?
I honestly don't think they're separated so much as they are disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
The way I see it, obviously from the outside looking in, is that all right, you finally managed to be able to come to Melbourne. After all of the years going into a degree and then working so hard, and then you come here, and then it's more or less like, okay, so where are we? What are we doing? And they look at some Filipino events, and then, oh, there's a gala function where you have to dress up. I just came here. I don't really have much, and the tickets are like $80 to.
No, 90.
I'm saying like 80 to
$180.
$300.
Yes.
And then they're sort of like, okay, I definitely can't afford that, and even if I go there, I won't know anyone.
For sure.
And those sort of events are sort of reserved for people that are already here.
Yes.
So, and this is the reason why I want to shout out a lot, is that to Pinoys in Melbourne, that is making a lot of great achievements and to be reachable to the existing Filipinos here, as well as the newly arrived on board. So to all of you members, you have my profound thanks and appreciation for what you are doing alongside with Melbourne and Good Vibes. To be able to give these Filipinos, the newly visited Filipinos, a taste and slice of home, because one of our band members, Glenn, the drummer.
Glenn, yeah.
So I can sort of understand that he comes here, and people like Glenn, they come here and they feel completely disconnected from family, from friends.
Yes.
And then they have duties in terms of school,
Mhm.
work. Even a good friend of mine, Adrian, who's a very, very good singer. There's a bit of a disconnect there, and it's people like members from Pinoys in Melbourne and other associations that are sort of making the transition to Australia a lot more appealing and more soft to be able
Interesting.
to undertake. So what you're doing and what Pinoys in Melbourne and every other associations, I tip my hat off to you guys to be able to make sure that you're connecting with the Filipinos that's coming here.
Yeah. And in addition to that as well, since right now there's a lot of or plenty of migrants coming in, right? Like the more on the younger generation, it could be different ages anyways. And for us to unite the Filipinos here, and especially if you're new here, you want to feel that you belong, you want to feel that this is a Filipino vibes, and you want to feel like, I miss my family back home, but there is a Filipino community here. I think it also boils down to how you create a program as an event coordinator and part of the MC kind of thing. I think the program itself should really like also involve or maybe consider involvement for the youth as well. So that when you when you go into that room, you can see like it's not just those age group. You have that, you magnetize the different age from maybe 16 and between the 65 years old. So I think the flow of the program must be reviewed as well, so that if any young generation would be there, could be a student visa holder or anyone, would feel like, especially me, first time I've attended, first impression can last too, right? So if I see that the program is like, it's for all ages, I would love to come back next time.
Are you talking about the Filipinos who are already here, or you just came?
Both, those
because it's different. There's a different point of view.
I know, because as I have traveled a lot in different countries and been to different Filipino gatherings.
Because if you just came, you might be attacking another territory. So
but what I'm saying is this is like a general consensus, right? That as an event coordinator and organizer, you make sure that it's like on TV, it's the audience. You should know your audience, and if you're trying to captivate, or your goal is to unite Filipinos, whether they're new or not, from the younger generation to the whatever generation, I think the program must be reviewed. I'm not saying that it's a crap program, right? But I
have to say first.
I'm not saying it's a crap thing. I'm not saying anything, okay? But it's really important. How do I say this? Because I was part of the organizer from a different country, and we make sure that we cater and we magnetize different ages so that the next year, if it happens again, they'll still come back, and it grows bigger in number. Nothing negative at this time. I'm not saying that, itong program na to, pangit yun. Hindi. I'm not saying that, okay? This is just a general point of view.
Okay.
Because I'm not hands-on to anything here.
Yeah.
But this is just a general suggestion for a general community event in the future. So I'm not saying anything bad that it's all crap. Nothing po. I mean, like,
wala ka naman sinabi, actually.
I mean, like, kasi nakikita ko yung mga reaction niya. Pero
we're just adding on.
Kasi honest lang ako.
We are affirming, but we are adding on.
Okay. Honest lang ako kasi I've traveled and it's nice.
I know. I understand. That's why.
But I'm not comparing. Okay. But I'm just trying to because I want to see younger generations.
Because you want the result. That's why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. I believe that something like Boomfest is multi-age faceted. It's not so much about the people participating; it's also the people that's watching. To be able to have at least one event, not specifically catered to a young or old, it's to be able to just amass and get everyone into a big melting pot of unity. And then once we have their attention, that's when we should start doing little micro events while making these major events consistent. So
it's like a TV program, right? We make sure that we captivate the audience. We're not just like PG1, whatever. We need to make sure that we balance the program.
Yeah, like those old 90s sitcoms where everyone can have a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
So
it's balanced.
All right. Guys, Ola's Pengs is watching. Joyce Alvarez and Joyce is watching. Ronald Josephine Hidalgo and Eduard Diaz of Pinoy and Melbourne, one of our friends.
Eddie, how you doing, man?
All right, so we'll have to pause for some sponsors, advertising. But again, motivationally, Marcus Esteban is here with Papi dito lang. Sa 979 FM Community Radio Filipino-Australian program. We'll be back. Good vibes, Pilipinas. Boom.
Pwede ko na yung memorize yun.
No split up.
For someone you know living with a
Hi
disability
guys.
or needing support to live your best life. Part 2 Care Australia, our Indians every step of the way. Our experienced, reliable, and multicultural team is dedicated to
I'm so
helping
glad I'm
you
here.
support coordination, accessing housing, nursing services,
Don't touch me.
transport needs, improving your health and
Alam mo, maganda kung andito
assistance, and
Kung-
specialized
alam mo,
therapies.
kung
We offer
nakikinig
clinical
ka,
services tailored
Gerald,
to your specific
you
needs and
are the perfect
seeking
person
to
dito sa
improve
apat na to.
culture and
Because you
receive
just
the
came.
best possible care. Our team of
Because you just came from
experienced
Philippines. For sure. And he traveled as well from other countries. So,
contact us today and let us know.
it's true. Yeah, we cannot, yeah.
And you can
Proud
have to be
sponsor.
honest.
Yes, for sure. That's why I need to affirm.
It'd be good if you actually sent some examples like how they did it.
I would serve it. Otherwise, you know, that's
Okay.
Give it time.
Dance
I'm
and
awake.
and feeling every day.
Okay, to add on.
Music and the biggest variety. Check out
Okay,
Dance
I'll add
and
on,
FM's
okay.
program guide on your
Otherwise, you
computer,
don't have more
smartphone,
time.
or
It's my
tablet
airtime.
at www.
I'm being generous.
Pero ganda, umiinit pa lang, oh.
I'm being generous. I'm being generous.
Hi, guys.
Land the plane, Janet.
It's my brain and it's your brain.
Kasi kita mo iba-iba yung opinion because we have the different upbringing and different, you know.
Different experiences.
Yeah.
You know, and it's nice.
That's
to-
normal.
It's real talk.
Such a multicultural kids that don't have English as a first language.
979 FM. Hits and memories. The best songs of all time.
You know what you do is that.
All right, Papi Melvin is back here with Lee and also with Marcus. Dito lang sa 79 FM Community Radio Filipino-Australia program. Good vibes, Pilipinas. Boom! Ayan, sabi ni Ate Socorro Gomez, hi Melvin Maten, Marcus Esteban, also Lee is here. So, happy listening. Late tune in, sabi ni Ellen Di Guzman Johnson. Ate
Hi, Ate
Ellen.
Ellen.
How are you, Ate Ellen? I'll see you soon dyan sa Simbang Gabi.
Ayan.
Yan. Then, Bun Sarabia is
Iba talaga
watching.
sa West.
Oh, may
Hello to all my friends in the East as well.
Mayo County,
All right.
Love you guys so much.
Okay, to add on, look, here's the perspective. We're Filipinos. We're not rich people, actually. We're not. I came from a very poor family. I came from a family of fishermen, a family of farmers, and you came here first, not to, just to work, to migrate, not to mess around. Okay, just to follow the law, avoid trouble, and then after that, apply for a PR and apply for your passport, for your Australian passport. That's it. First stage, second stage, third stage. Now, alongside or during that stages, you can always be a solution to a problem. Okay, you can involve, you can divulge in the Filipino community, you can blend in first. First is blending in. Because if you can blend in, you're going to terrorize the matatanda sa atin. Baka sinasabi no, siga to. Di ba? Maybe you're going to, ito namang, alam naman yung ating mga elders. Kabago-bago, di ba? He's a new person, pero look at him. That's the culture of Filipinos, especially the people who came first. Now, then when you blend in already, naka-blend ka na, and you have put all the effort, to raise your reputation and have a good, respect name sa community, then you know that you're building up your networks already, and then. After that, what are your plans? You can even tell them your plans. They might object. There might be some constructive criticisms, but that's your plan according to Lee, which is very 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 good. Especially kasi kumbaga meron ka na agad foresight na gusto mong gawin. Kaysa naman tutunga ka. Tapos opo puro ganun ka lang. It's not, 'di ba? Para ka lang din na puppet. Diba? Para pumasok ka sa Filipino community, naging puppet ka, hanggang natutunan mo, you've learned kung ano yung scandals dun sa existing na.
Yeah. It's like a passing
Oo.
on.
Ganun lang nangyayari. Actually, tell you frankly, that's the thing that's happened. That's what's happened in the Filipino community. Kumbaga, we inherited and we let ourselves be controlled by that.
Well,
by
I would
the
like, I
elders.
would like to.
Mm.
Ako muna.
But here's the thing. But the thing is, the sad thing is, except from Marcus' mom, she let her son get involved in the community, just like what I'm doing to my. Or you can or maybe it's your.
I actually came first before my mother did.
You came first.
Okay.
And then my mother ended up, because me and my mum, we actually started the Ilocano Association.
She
back in
said
1992.
so. She
And
said so.
I was the one that designed the crest.
Yeah.
And then mum, because she had the elder status, ended up associating with all of the members there. And then it's like, yes, you're the son of blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, she's the mother of me. I came first. So don't you forget that.
Influenced your mom. Yeah.
No, but but it is true in what you say.
Because the thing is, that's what I've been wondering. Why is it that these presidents, that these leaders, that these Filipino leaders didn't even involve their families to the community? Because maybe of what they're doing, I know that there are some dodgy things that been. Yeah, it's in the record. It's in the record. We know already. So
Well, this is the thing, if it's okay.
Yeah.
Past is prologue. So you know what prologue is?
Yes.
Prologue is the story before chapter 1 to be able to get people into a running start.
Mm-hmm.
The way I see it is that now that we're back in, there's many lively and enthusiastic Filipinos with the right attitude, such as yourself and MotivationaLee.
Thank you.
I
I might be getting my handkerchief because my nose is bleeding now.
Well, all I'm saying is that what happened in the past, it's time to let those die, and for the new generation to be handed the responsibility and the reins of building something better and new from the old crevices that used to be.
From the past.
Exactly right.
And we, like for myself, and is it okay if I just speak?
Yeah.
For myself, I've done pretty well with everything, and I believe that the older war horses, such as myself and others that I speak for, we should be paying it forward and paving and helping them, the new generation, transition into the paths to learn from what we've learned and to teach it and move it forward so that they can build a better future for our community than what was in the past, because it's more like a master-student thing, right? The master will always want the students to be able to excel in what they've already done.
Yeah.
And so from my end and from my part, I want to be able to make sure that whatever I hand over from on behalf of everyone that's already been here, for everyone to be able to, the new generation to be able to just take that and run with it and build something beautiful. It may not develop or come into fruition by the time in my lifetime, but at least if they can just make a start and just build something for themselves and collaborate and have more proclivity in uniting or creating such events like yourselves, to be able to gather the interests and masses and make everyone feel that they're actually part of community.
Yeah, I have a question to that later on, but you continue.
Then it's one of those things that would definitely put us in the right direction and step forward. Now, again, all of this will need time, but I'm very happy to be able to come out of retirement and see that it has already started without me. So
Yeah, great.
Can you add on? I'll have a follow-up question after that.
Exactly right away. He has mentioned, but can I just share my experience when it comes to
Later ka na mag-share. I get a question first.
Okay,
Okay.
question.
Okay, my question is, with that, what I've said is just a reason of why it happened. Your approach is the solution or the intention of moving forward. Okay, but the method of doing it is, for example, you have the Ilocano Association. Is it okay for you that a new generation of Filipino Australian will make another association aside from you guys?
Well, if it's all for non-malicious reasons, and if it's for the betterment of everyone as a whole, despite the fact if I agree with it or not, then why not? Because at least doing something is better than doing nothing, or reliving the past transgressions of the people before us. So, by the way, hi Ramel, you rock, man, and Noise in Melbourne.
Hi there, Ramel and
Cameron.
Adina.
And Ramel and Adina, what you guys are doing, thanks for joining the conversation. At least when, as opposed to doing something as opposed to doing nothing,
Yes.
is in effect now, then at least what's actually happening now is something very positive, and we're lucky to be able to have that. And again, I'm just talking from my own opinions and degrees and trying to be able to keep a sort of like level non-political side of things. That's why I don't really want to talk too much about what happened before, because everyone knows about it. They just don't speak about it. I mean, that's the Filipino way.
I know.
I'm Australian, so if something irks me, I'm going to bloody well tell you, right? I am very disagreeable as opposed to the submissive agreeableness that was actually ordained in a lot of the Asian cultures, not just Filipinos, Indian, Chinese,
I understand.
Indonesian. With Aussies, we're very hot-blooded. We wear our emotions on our sleeves. So if someone really makes you angry, you tell them right at their face. You don't hide it and let it burn you inside like holding a coal and then hoping that guy gets burnt from you holding it. You know? So, and it's like I said, I'm very Australian. I say whatever I bloody well say, but at the same time, we just need to be a lot more vocal and stand up for ourselves towards certain things that are happening in our community right now, to be able to have the volition to make things better, not just for ourselves, but for the people that we have around us and the people that are yet to come.
All right. From your side, Lee,
Okay.
can you continue?
Yeah, because I would like to share, because I don't have, as I said, for those who have just tuned in, I don't have any experience at all of any involvement in the Filipino community, and it was really nice that I was able to, for the first time, witness how it runs. And
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Marcus.
Please.
But for my, as I said, I had experience in other countries, and I saw that that there's a lot of involvement from a different generation, and what happened? They've involved a different age group, right? So that the program is actually well blended.
Mm-hmm.
So and after that, even the titas and the titos, if they want to retire organizing it, we are the next generation of like people who are going to organize this. So it was really like, it's like a rigodon, like I don't know if you know rigodon. It's a good transition, and it was a hands-on experience that all the titas, the lolas, and the uncles, and like the younger than us were there, and suggesting what could be done for the program, and it was really good.
That's the most effective and efficient.
Yeah, it is, and it was. I don't know now because I already left 13 years ago, but it was really good, and you feel that there's a unity, and
because
also
of the turnover.
The turnover, because we are there, and after us, there's another generation is going to do that for us. But we're still in the background helping them to run the show.
Yes.
And every generation can bring something new to the table, and that would create more excitement and you look forward to every year doing those Filipino activities.
We call it
community.
sustainable.
Yes.
Sustaining.
And also, even though like there are like Bicolan,
Land the plane, damn it.
and even though they're like Bicolanos, Davaoenos, and Manileños, whatever group in there, right? But there's only like one big sort of like event that we all gathered together as one.
Yeah.
And you can see it was so big, huge, like more than 1,000 people. And you can still see everyone smiling.
So regionalism is bad.
I'm not saying that, but this is just my experience. I'm just sharing my experience, okay? That how and if I look back, you feel like wow, you don't even.
Eric Sincol is watching. Eric, he's a 16
Hello,
black
okay,
belt. So,
No, I've been,
So this is just what I'm saying.
I'm actually looking at the comments with great intent.
I love it.
So,
I love it really.
Land the plane.
Land the plane. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
So it is really good that you can see that everyone is growing and everyone is looking forward to be there yearly. And you don't really feel like there is an association of the Davaoenos, the Manileños, because you feel like you're all united together.
So it's just like the
This is
European
just-
Union.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I'm talking about the
the idea, yeah.
Stop rattling, damn it.
outside
10 words or less. We'll
outside
have
of
to
the
do that,
country.
right?
Oh my God.
Don't touch me.
Outside of the country. So it's really nice to see, but again, I hope. I can't really say anything much for Australia because I've never been to any other organization. So that's my 20 cents. Come on now.
20 cents,
Oh
more
my,
like 2,000
30
pesos.
cents. Maiska.
No, but to be in all seriousness and aside, we need, if you're going to be able to ask me what we need to be able to do is, I know that from the past people, and this is no fault of their own, they just hosted events. And events are great once in a while, like a dinner dance or like an anniversary, but it just became too repetitive and too often. And
redundant, yeah.
And I guess that's the thing, because you have to remember that each generation has their own interests, right? So, and also not from an age difference, but also from a cultural difference from back home.
Yes.
So what was great, so in conclusion, what was great for someone in their 50s and 60s may not resonate very well to someone in their 20s and 30s. So it could be, oh, let's have a dinner dance, oh, Miss Universe, or, you know, like Red Earth or something like that. And it's like, we don't bloody care about that. Like, why do we want to get dressed up and act like retards for a whole entire night?
No, for a whole
and pretend that
for every weekend actually.
want to
Every
dress
weekend.
up.
No, but no, I'm just saying that there's nothing wrong with that. But let's do something creative. Like, let's do a dance battle, or do a boom fest like what you're doing, or maybe create some sort of like an art contest.
Yes.
Or a singing contest.
Just get off the stage. Guys, do you know what she did? There was like RJs, right? And then there was like an acoustic night. Hello, Riva. Thanks for organising it. I was the only bloody person thinking acoustic as part of the performance, dude.
Anyway, okay.
And it was, the night was ending, and then she decided to go, oh, hi, Adrian. She decided to do a duet with Adrian, who's actually a really, really
We're
nice
talking
guy.
about the events.
And
come on.
then she ended up, and the last song, this had to be nice. You know? And then she sang Endless
break me.
Love, and then it broke me to pieces.
Okay, well, endless love
And then,
is
and
endless.
then that's why I keep on saying it. And then when she finished, and everyone was so bored, it's like, get off
Get
the
off
stage.
Okay. Wala ka dyan.
Anyway.
Ewan ko sa'yo. Anyway.
Let's go to the events.
Yeah.
I think you're right, but we need to really
We just need to be creative.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Or here's the thing, or we need to really segregate the community-based and community beneficial than to social events.
Well,
social events are not beneficial.
No, social events can be
beneficial emotionally because you're in a group,
And
but
physically.
yeah,
well,
because you're look, every weekend, the same thing, same attire. For example, 1 year, January, February, March, April, May, June, till December, you have your attires now. This is for the third week of January, and then we recycle the next month. They have the same gala each and every night.
Well, this is the thing.
It's a good thing because but the thing is, they thought that it's a community. It's not a community. It's a social event. So it builds up relationship between those common, what's on the common mind, what's on the event. But it's not a community based that you can have some charity, charity event and giving us to the poor. They have that kind of intention, but I don't want to specify names.
Okay, so this is my question to you, right?
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream of all time?
Rocky Road.
So, Rocky Road is awesome. I'm a fan of Rocky Road, right? But what happens if you have Rocky Road every bloody day? It just doesn't become special.
Yes, for sure.
So, the one thing that to be able to resolve this is number one, hey guys, just want to let you know, good vibes. Melvin is super cool and very, very open. He's got a very conventional way of thinking. So I'd like to be able to open up the forum, if it's okay with you, to be able to get your idea on what the Filipino community in Victoria can be creative with to be able to offer and strengthen our own community here. So open the forums up. Let's have a look at the comments and then see if there's any ideas.
While doing that, okay, I'm just going to mention Jeff Rapella. I go a shout out from Makati. And Eric Erestingcol. I'm born and bred in Los Angeles. Been here for 4 years, still understanding and figuring out landscape of Filipinos here in Australia. Loving this conversation. Young generation like me, new breeds of Melcao. So we would like you to really comment on your ideas of what certain, not events, what certain idea happenings or we call it methods or anything.
Okay. So for example, right, me and Melvin, we're motorcyclists, right? We love our motorcycles. Is there any Filipinos out here in Victoria that would like to be able to have a ride with us as a sort of a, not an event, but more like a gathering so that we can sort of get to know each other? We can even something of shared interests or something that we can most probably hold an event on if it gets big enough.
Yeah.
Could be a thing.
That'd be good.
Actually, there's a big group already, but they're not registered.
Well, you don't need to be registered to be friends.
No, but the thing is, we just need to connect to them.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so if you have some more suggestions, we'll just wait for you for another 3 minutes of advertising. Ito lang po with Lee and Marcus and Melvin. Good vibes. Pilipinas. Boom. We'll let them think.
That was good.
Yes, actually, the thing is,
at a low cost. Melton Music announces the Melton Showcase.
I don't mind.
On the last
Set
Saturday of
offenses.
each month, everyone can step up to the mic
I think
and join in on an
I think it's also, I'm blaming Australia for being so multicultural.
welcome. So
Yes.
join us at 1
So free.
11 Glenville Drive.
Because look, if you've been a mother and you've kumbaga, naging mother ka, nasa UK ka pa lang, iba yung upbringing mo dito. They're so free here that they even forget na Pilipino sila. Because of the freedom, because of the fairness. Actually, wala ko. Hindi nila alam na Pinoy siya. Hindi nila alam na because of the freedom. Dito lang sa Ireland, kami na lang palagi, nakakatagalog, but still, yung band ng Pilipino nandun pa rin. Hindi sila nakikisalamuha. Because Irish are 90% racist. Yes, I tell you. So, I know that. So kaya, iba yung upbringing. At iba dito, I think it's also the type of lifestyle na meron ng Australia.
I don't see much.
It's alright. Okay.
I don't see much of the difference from like England and
Ireland talaga.
Ireland is kind of conservative.
Talaga na.
England is kind of open.
Yeah.
Something like here.
Ireland kasi talaga.
But I guess it's just because
I think it's the environment.
8 to 10
Saan yung
Friday night,
kids?
hosted by
The thing is that we were given this much freedom, but we were not taught how to be responsible to keep it and to be able to rejuvenate it.
Grabe, ang dami natin ano. Nag-iinit pa lang yung usapan.
Is coming to Melton this September.
Nag-iinit pa lang.
I love you, you're perfect, now change is the hilarious Broadway musical.
Let the new generation of Filipinos, talaga.
But this time it's
I think, ako,
all brought to you by community volunteers and
my suggestion is they stick to the socials, but on the community based, they let the new generation come in. Huwag na sila makialam sa new. Because stressful na sila eh. Stressful na sila makikalo, and also stressful na sila na baka kung ano pa yung project na may. They just need to support. The elders just need to support. Diba? Ano na lang sila supportan? No hands-on. No hands-on. No hands-on. Because the generation of today, talaga, you have all the skills, computer, everything. So,
Just never again.
Political station with a big sound.
Nothing personal. Just real.
For information on 1,000 local businesses and clubs, together with the 979 FM program guide, see the Bacchus Marsh Pocketbook.
I would like to say
The Bacchus
something.
Marsh Pocketbook is now available,
I don't mind.
providing a wide variety of information to be included
Who's that?
in the Bacchus Marsh
I
Pocketbook.
don't know.
Call
There's like tons of like angry comments. I think we get a lot of this, which is not bad.
they just can't accept it.
When we serve authentic food dishes that will surely satisfy
I don't think
What
it
the matter is that you make it.
It adds on to my
Pisado,
to my 500 a month. Thank you. Thank you for others.
Will take your taste buds on a journey to the Philippines. Our dishes are made with fresh and high quality ingredients, cooked with love and passion by
Before
our
that,
Lutong Bahay chefs. You can taste the rich and bold flavors of our cuisine in every bite. And if you're feeling sumptuous, we have a wide selection of native desserts like kuchinta, puto, cassava cakes, and including our famous halo-halo. You won't be disappointed. So come and visit us today. Branches located in Dean Park and Footscray.
What the hell are you
7 days a week. You can also order for takeaways by
Well,
calling
like
0401 02768.
I think it's just a happy, but it's he's so old that he's
Why do more than 5 million Australians do some form of voluntary work? Well, because most say they want to help others.
Sometimes my mom said,
If you're like them,
why is it that I'm putting some red? I thought it's heart, but it's angry emojis.
There are more than 11,000 positions listed, so you can find
We call
one
it
that
good
suits your
intention, bad
interests,
result.
skills, availability and location. And what's more, it's free. Just remember govolunteer.com.au, the easy way to volunteer.
All right, time check. It's already 9:38 in the evening. It's Tuesday, 26th of September, 2023. All right, guys. There's another comment here from Romel Kalat, the new generation of Filipinos to be active in any Filipino event, fresh ideas. And Eric, highly agree, 100%. Kaya yung mga elders, please step down. You can just support and let the young ones do the hands-on.
No, but they can also guide.
Yeah.
Just
Advice.
That's exactly what I was saying back in other countries. That's what we do.
Yeah.
The
Eric,
transition itself, they're already there.
Eric Restinko, interesting that in States it's backwards. Kids are trying to learn more about just being Filipino. The dynamic seems to be reversed here. I believe it's related to immigration policy. Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, that's why during our break, yeah, during our break, we had a discussion. Actually, in my point of view, that Australia, or I say not just Australia, or some other countries like Australia, like Melbourne as well. I think too much freedom and too much. It's too multicultural, and the reason why I've saying this, because I've been in Ireland for 4 years. It is totally different um, environment for my kids. And if you see the kids of today, they blend in. I think they blend in one generation as Australians, not Filipinos anymore. They're good to be called as Australians. So not forgetting the culture, not forgetting the race, but they're more comfortable of being Australians and just become more independent and look for a job, and then buy a house, look for a partner, and then live a family. And after that, okay, I don't mind about the community. The government is going to take care of it. So that's one of my.
Interesting. Because like where I used to live and here, I know Ireland is more conservative than where I used to live, right? But with that and that country and this country where I used to live, I think it's the same for me. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be in contrast to what you're saying, but I
okay.
I think it also depends, where you grow up and the upbringing and everything. If you try to amalgamate yourself in this kind of culture, it all depends on the family at the same time, but the involvement and everything like that. Because like back there where I used to live, everyone is encouraged to participate, and even if they feel like they're English, like they're in England or something, but when there is a cultural something activity or either social or there's something like for a benefit or whatever, you can see that everyone is really like helping one another. And as I said, there is a unity. The word is unity. So my question is
it for me or for
the two of you?
Okay.
Okay. Since I'm not exposed and you're more exposed to the events here, what do you mean by unity when it comes to your events here in Australia? Because
Be my guest.
Well, this is the one thing, and I'd like to be able to move it back a little bit, right? So in any country, wherever you are, and this is to be able to relay what you said before, is that yes, multiculturalism is in many ways a great thing. And it's great to be able to have freedom and to do things freely and be free. But there's also a responsibility of knowing that freedom is not free. And what you take, you have to either work for it, give back, or be held accountable for it. But this is the one thing, is that from my observations, is that yes, we are free. Yes, we're allowed to be able to do whatever we are. And we have a lot more resources and opportunities here than what we had in Philippines, because I lived in Philippines as well. So, but at the same time, it's that we need to be mindful of the things that we do freely as individuals and as members of our Filipino community, and be aware of any sort of improvements or be held accountable for any sort of repercussions, or to be able to say, oh, we made it, but don't worry about everyone else. We made it. It's about giving back to the community once you've made it too. So that's just my view.
Okay.
Okay, unity.
Thank you for that. Yeah. What is unity?
Unity is an essence of a woman. Actually,
World peace.
Here's the thing. Okay, listen to what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Unity depends on what is to be achieved. That's why are we going to unite? What are we going to achieve? Why are we going to unite? So what first is the objective? Because it depends on the objective of what before the who, when, why, and the most important thing is how are we going to unite? But because in one way or another, politically, we cannot unite in one politics because we have two parties already, three parties. We cannot unite there. But if we need to achieve multiculturalism, we can unite on that subject. You know what I mean? It depends on what kind of purpose the unity must be needed or is needed.
I see.
You know what I mean? Because it if the purpose is just for look, we have this very controversial plebiscite, the yes or no, that's been going on October. That's look, unity. It's for unity. For what unity? The no is for unity as well, but the yes is for unity as well. So we don't know what do you want to unite.
Well, so there should be a purpose when it comes to
The thing is,
creating an event.
the misinterpretation. We need to interpret the purpose of unity first, because
Sorry.
because the yes said, okay, we need to give a seat or a place for our elders in Australia, for maybe for redemption or for giving us the justice, and for at least giving them a place that this is their first, they are the first Australians. The no said, oh, we are united already. Why do we need to divide? So same thing, uniting and uniting, but we don't have any. We're actually struggling on understanding the reason to unite for unity.
Well, there's the one thing is that it's easy to be able to unite, but to retain unity is difficult. As far as understanding what we need to be able to do to unite, we have to, like what you said, understand the problem, and it's the what. In terms of the how, we need to be able to understand or have some form of clarity as to
guidelines and formulas.
The guidelines, formulas, limitations.
Yes.
Because
the law,
there are a lot of because every personality, from the law to from a social perspective, from a cultural perspective,
religious,
So the only thing that I can most probably suggest is let's have a look at Chinese, Indians, Indonesians. I mean, you got to think about it this way, right? When it comes to Chinese New Year, there's only one celebration for Chinese New Year, like one major one, or multiple ones that's moved around due to the areas, such as Kung Fa Choi, it goes to the city, then Richmond, then St. Albans, but it's generally by the one organization or another organization that works in unity with others. I just don't understand from my perspective, and again, I could be pretty limited, why, let's just say, I mean, Chinese and Indians and all of those, they have their indifferences as well. I've hung around with a lot of them, and then they don't even like people from another suburb or another division of the country. But when it comes down to doing business, such as money, or to be able to make money, to be able to have monetary gain, community gain, they just get together. Even the Chinese and Indians, they get together, and just working towards one common goal. And that's one of the main things I'd really love to be able to see here is that, okay, maybe right now there's a lot of indifferences between different organizations. I don't want to get into any sort of thing like that. But when it comes down to one goal, such as the 125th anniversary, I mean, how many celebrations did we have? 3 celebrations for the 125th.
Last year we have the 124th. I was one of the organizers.
So I'm just saying that this year, I mean, I was very blessed to be able to host and co-host the 125th anniversary, and it sort of shocked me to be able to say that there was 3 different organizations doing 3 different 125th events.
It's 3 groups of organizations.
Well, I'm just saying that wouldn't it be nice if all of us just sort of worked together to be able to just create one focal one?
You know the answer?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking, where is the unity?
You know the answer, because I need to give whatever they need. They want. Okay, whatever they want. Who wants to be here? Who wants to be here? Who wants to be here? That's the thing.
So is that unity?
Then that's not unity, but that's I think the overall organizer, I don't want to mention, the overall organizer wanted these associations to at least participate. Because if they're not going to, if I'm going to just put one, they're not going to participate in here.
See.
You know what I mean? If there are three, at least you can participate there. At least you can participate there.
No, but why don't the way I see it is that
That's the reason why.
I know, but look.
So
to
they
be
forgot
honest,
the purpose of
Yeah.
the word unity.
well, the thing is that I'm not too sure who the current leaders and organisations are. These organisations are, but shouldn't we be working? Oh, especially the leaders, shouldn't we be working for a picture and a goal greater than ourselves or the organisations that we represent? So what would stop? I'm just asking, theoretically speaking, what would stop these three organisations from actually pooling their funds into one major event and moving it to the city where everyone can actually come?
That's what we call regionalism.
I'm just asking because I'm
That's
coming.
what you said a while ago.
That's the problem with non-generic people. You know, if you want to make your association unique from others, that's what it's going to happen. But if you have a generic, just like the European Union, if you have one agreement, then for sure you end up in one.
That's one.
Well, I would love to be able to actually, because the thing is that for me, I love to be supportive of all events as much as I can.
Yeah.
I mean, when there's a band, I'd like to be
Yes.
able to just go there,
Yeah.
like whether it's the Bay,
I know.
Bay, RJ's, Tambayan. I just want to be able to go there, support them.
For sure.
But at the same time, supporting costs money.
I know.
And it comes to a point where it can be a little bit tiring for people like myself and others to be able to go to three separate events at the same, in different areas and different times. And it would be nice.
One event, three activities.
Yeah, well, it'd be nice if that everyone can sort of get together and sort of work towards a greater picture, bigger than themselves, to be able to just work, unite for this one focal event, so that everyone can enjoy. Because one of the main things is one of the disadvantages of having separate events is that one will be held in the east, one will be held in the north, one will be held in the west. But why can't we just
put it in the center
and put it centralized? Go to someone like
you know what? The same leaders because of the same.
I don't want to talk too much about the leaders.
Because I don't have an idea about that.
Because I have. The reason why is the you know that we know this after the event I had issues. They have issues. I know, but I think
it's not. Yeah.
Because that's the root of the problem. They don't want to work with each other together. They don't want to work together.
If they want it separately, maybe they can have different themes.
Well, they need to lay all the cards. If you really want to unite, lay all your cards, lay all of the cards, lay everything there, and then
It would be nice to be able to see that again. I mean, I remember that back when I was, actively participating in the early '90s, there was only one Filipino association that did Filipino Fiesta.
I know,
and it was beautiful. I mean, there were more rides. People were more invested to be able to make things available for the Filipino public.
For sure, yeah.
And not even the Filipino public came. Also, the Australians, the Samoans, the East Timorese, the Greeks. And we all had a great time.
I have a very big idea coming on for our future. Actually, we're going to do a 2 to 3 hour podcast about this. And I will invite you two again, and I'll invite 3 or 4 elders that will explain and will at least look for a solution or a little bit of suggestion of what they're going to do moving forward. Because the thing is, what if we add on another generation or another group of generation inside that kind of event? What do you think? Is it going to be a struggle? Or is it going to be more successful?
No,
what do you think?
It would be interesting, to say the least.
That's it. Yeah.
But the thing is that, here's the thing for me, is that something needs to change now rather than later.
Yeah.
Whether if it comes off into a bad start or a good start, it's a gamble. But anything's better than what we currently are now, I believe. I don't know. Like I said before, I don't know too much about the politics of anything or where everyone's stance is. I literally came back in March, well, February, March. By the way, I retired as a host for 12 years and entertainer, and I sort of came back now. I'm wanting to retire again because Lee's now here. So
We can share.
we're not going to share either. I take it all or you leave. It'd be nice to be able to just have movement, because the old saying of running water doesn't grow stale is pretty evident what should happen here. So
I think I'm calling for a workshop right now. MotivationaLee would create a workshop.
Okay, before anything else, I would like you to invite other people.
Okay.
But before we just have 5 minutes to go. What? So I just want to mention Eric's questions. What is it for me? Which is the what? What is my purpose on that unity? And isn't it also geographical here? Geographic, or an East celebration and a West celebration? Actually, there is a venue in the Albert Park, the Murray River, that you can put the whole community there. So that's a good idea. But we'll talk about that soon, Eric. So Lee, I think you have something to add on, and another event coming in.
Oh yes, my event, right?
Yes.
Oh yes, guys, for my very first big event here in Australia. First stop in Melbourne is Ignite Your Inner Power. Please come and be empowered, and it's all about growth mindset and transition as well. Whatever it is, it could be career change, it could be business, it could be just personal development. Come and join me for 3 hours at Green Acres Golf Club in Kew. And it's 2 till 5, and it's very cheap, very affordable. And I will give you the link, I think, through Good Vibes, so that you can actually register.
You can contact me and I'll send you the
And this is for all ages, but from 16 and above. You can. It's very interactive. There's a quick talk for 2 speakers on that day, and there is interactive sort of like activity. So you'll enjoy it. You'll never regret it. So please support me for Ignite Your Inner Power with Jackie Shan Sharma and myself, MotivationaLee. So see you on October 21st, Saturday.
Thanks for having me on board.
Any new? I heard you're assembling a new band.
It's actually the same band, just renamed. So we used to be called Circle Insights, but then we're now called Kaizen. So we're a rock band. We're still in formation. So hopefully we'll be able to perform for yourself soon. We just need to find a new vocalist and a rhythm guitarist, because that guy's so bad. So,
and his name is?
I don't even want to talk about that.
The rock star.
No, but again, I just want to also mention that there are great events that Pinoy's in Melbourne are going to be doing. So from Ramel to Edward, there's just too many members to mention that are doing many great things, and also to Melbourne's Good Vibes events that's coming up for this year and the next, I believe.
Yes, we have so many events coming in, and we're just doing some great planning. We don't want to populate actually our calendars, because what happened last time is we're stuffed up, but we're definitely going to put up more ideas, especially on your kids. I think Lee and myself will discuss about a little bit of information on how your kids be involved on how earning money is, how's, what I mean? Kidspreneur. So we're going to do that. We're going to have an event to that. And I think Pinoy's in Melbourne will support us with that. So again, I'm very thankful that Lee and Marcus came in for a very, very urgent, or very, very quick.
I know.
Very, very quick invite.
Right?
Just this afternoon. By the way, again, I think I'm going to organize another podcast with these 2 amazing people that's going to happen very soon. so that you guys from at home, from your businesses, will understand as well. Maybe we don't understand each other. That's why we're struggling. So what is the gray area that we need to really tackle, or we have to be in a generic mode to understand each other, to work together in unison, in unity. So again, very thankful, Lee and Marcus,
Thank you
for
so
coming
much.
in. We have no time left, and
Can't believe this. It's ready
so
time.
it's ready to go. Meet us on Saturday. I think we're in Cali Marinas, and also
See you there.
on Saturday from 6 to 8 in the morning is Papi's 979 FM Community Radio, Filipino-Australian program with Vibes Filipinas. I hope andito na si Raf and also si Mayon yan. In behalf of my member, in behalf of Good Vibes Filipinas family sponsors, again, Ms. Lee Montalges and Marcus Estaban. Yan, dito lang.
Before I forget, because I promised them to all my students, actually, thank you so much for tuning in. They were just, newly arrived students here, and they want to be involved in the community events. So, eto na, unity. Hopefully, catch up with all the events as well. So, thank you so much for tuning in, guys.
Okay,
You guys have to have the last word.
All right. All good. Again, Lee Montages and Marcus Esteban and your Papi Melvin, dito lang. Sa 97.9 FM Community Radio Filipino-Australian program. Good vibes, Filipinas. Boom. Good night. We'll see you Saturday.
Good night, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye. Can you turn it on?
Thank you. And just tune in again, Eric. Next time will be podcasting. Thank you.